All right, so this unit is compulsory for all second year students, and this is one of the important unit as well. As you can see in mathematical branches, so there's like many important areas. In numerical method or mathematical method is one of them. So in this unit, what we're going to do, we're going to look for that approximation equations. Okay. All right. So before I just start today, briefly the importance of the mathematical method too. Okay. So I just want to make some ground rules for this class. Okay. First, the attendance has to be compulsory, so you have to attend all the classes, and then as well the tutorial. Okay, so if you can see the tutorial schedules or daily already, you can find in the spectrum. So already stated there. So usually it will be on Thursday in the second half. So that will be like 12 to 1. Okay, I will update that the course information later after once I finalize. And then if you can see that the lectures will be on Tuesday and Thursday, which is like 11 to 1. So you have to attend for that. Okay. And always remember, every time when you access to the class, make sure you take your attendance in spectrum. If you can see that in a spectrum, there is one portion I already allocated for the attendance. So every time when you just access to that the class, you have to go to spectrum first, and you need to tick your attendance. Okay, that is important. Okay, so your attendance as well as your attendance for the class and tutorial always observed, and say your progress, if your recommendations to for the scholarship or in the future, or maybe your further studies. So I would suggest to that the higher authority. So in order to make you as a to support your application. Okay. So always remember. Okay. This is like one of the unit that you have to look into in your future career as well, because the mathematical method is one of crucial area in that many engineering and scientific fields. Okay, I am Ilayaraja Aruchunan. Okay, my expertise in the numerical analysis and as well as in application of the machine learning algorithms. Okay, so you have any intentions to do your final year projects, or you to further your masters or PhD, so we always can discuss and we just bring out for the best in you. Okay. All right. The second thing is your assessments. Okay, your assessment will be in this unit is pretty easy. All right, I make the 2 quizzes. All right, so the quizzes could be in a writing quizzes or is MCQ quizzes. All right, so it's already fixed. So which is every quiz will be allocated about 10%. So which means your quizzes itself, you have a 2 quizzes, since you have 2 quizzes, so you have a 20 marks out of it. And then the balance 20% will be in your assignment. That could be your individual assignments. Okay. So the assignments will be based on, like I will be through some questions. All right. I will post out the next week anyway. So you need to fill that differential equation, but usually I just for your level I just test you based on that ordinary differential equations. So that could be a second order, first order, and so on. So you can choose, all right, what problems you intend to do, and you can choose. You write your name there, and then also I make the different approximations discretization scheme, so that you can choose according to that, and then you can solve. You can do it in a group, which means the same equations Okay, but there will be the different approach, but you also can do it in a group. But make sure when you submit your assignment, you have to send individually, because you may get a different numerical algorithms which is you're going to use in order to solve those problems. Okay, and your final exam will be 60%. So 60% will be test all the CO1, CO2, CO3, and CO4. So all the assessment will be assessed in your final exams. All right, and your final exam will be 2 hours. All right, and that will be carried out during your exam weeks. All right, so that you have to look into it. All right, because that is bringing a lot of marks, 60 marks. All right, I'm sure you are you intend to get a good marks in mathematical method too. So I'm here to help you out, but make sure you put your commitment, your hard working as well. Okay, so I want my students, they get man's of knowledge and able to become a good researchers and good academician or good in engineers, So if you intend to do it like engineer studies or further, then you can be engineers based on the mathematics knowledge you have. So you also can be like a mathematicians, of course, or not. And you can be, could be like, analyst, all right? So risk analyst and so on, so, okay? All right. Mathematical method 2. I'm sure you just study the mathematical method 1, so in your semester. But actually it's a far way difference, because this is like mainly we just go and touch on the approximation solution. All right, so just forget about the exact solution. So now the world much interested on that approximation solution. Okay, so I tell you why, because the world is trained in that way now. So we have the very least of time, and we don't have time for the span to find the actual solution or analytical solution. So the approximate solution best for work for many of the cases in terms of the accuracy and as well as the efficiency, because it's reduce a lot of times. Okay. All right. Now, just take a look on this, the introductions part. Okay. So why the numerical approximation is important? All right. So as you know, you should know that for every mathematical equation cannot be have the exact solution, because some problems is like very massive, complex figures. All right. So in order to find that exact solution is impossible. So in that reasons, we have to carry out that approximation solution or numerical methods. Okay. So it's easy for us to just find the solutions. All right. Some problems, the complex problems, we don't have a solution at all. So we have to adopt the numerical approximation as a solution. Okay. So as we know the numerical method, all right, we have to consider that the numerical answers is easiest to find. All right. So why the field is become a very important nowadays, because it's very easy to find, and we can use that computer simulations based on the mathematical knowledge that we have. So then we able to find the solutions for the particular problems. And the numerical method give that approximate solution, and they are much easier when compared to the analytical solution. So when you come to the analytic solutions, means that exact solution. All right. The analytical solution will be like a number of pages in order to get your solution, and you will consume plenty of time, maybe days, maybe a month. So in order to get the exact solution. But the numerical method, it doesn't work in that way. So we just know that the technique to how to discretize the method, and then after that we just know how to make the linear system. And for the linear system, so we are able to use that any like numerical method, as we know the linear solver. So like a conjugate gradient, generalized minimal residual, Gauss-Seidel, all these like conventional methods. Okay. So this method, so we just impose on those linear system, and in order to get a solution. Okay. All right. Now, you see some of the mathematical problems that exceeds and we just common in seen in these times. Okay, all right. So as you can see, this is a second order ordinary differential equation. Does it looks easy to solve? Is it like complex?
Easy.
It's easy. So you can use the Laplace transforms. You can use that any of that the direct method, the conventional way, or you can able to find that the Fourier series especially, so you can solve that problems. And this is pretty easy as well. These are one of that integral equations problems. It's a system of integral equations. All right. And how about this? This is also one of the ways a double integral differential equation is also like we call as a partial integral differential equation problems. And this type of equation is very common. You can see in industrial, and you can see the many scientific areas like biology studies or chemistries and physics, mechanics, all right, electrical. So you're able to see this kind of equations. And this is very common in practice. People use the numerical method in order to solve the problems. So when you come to the numerical method, I want to tell you something here. So numerical method is a hot topics discussion because some researchers, they keep claiming that claim that their method is a better compared to other methods. But there is no any such a good method, or there is no such bad methods. All method is work according to that based on the problems. Okay. So as a researchers, you may note that you choose that the best possible way. So how are we going to determine that? Based on the accuracy. Okay. So if you know that the method is work best for that accuracy and is fast compute the solution, so that you can use for that as a general method for the particular problems. So that is a much interested, and that's how the field is very popular in these times. Okay. All right. So this is like considers like some of the problems. Okay, what if the problem is just as complex as this? Do you ever seen these problems, these complex problems?
No, doctor. It's kind of.
It looks beautiful.
Yes, so beautiful.
It is. All right. So this is one of the string theory equations. All right, it's a string theory equation, and it exceeds in that the quantum mechanics. Okay, so quantum mechanics is one of the complex problem as well. So for these cases, like if you think, if you can manage to find the exact solution, would you able to find that solutions? Definitely, it will take plenty of times. Maybe it could be years. All right. So that's reasons we have to adopt that numerical approximations. Okay, we have to use the numerical method, the techniques, in order to solve that problems. All right. So this will be like some technique you have to know that this master will teach you how to give that the basic techniques in order to discretize that problems, and after that you can able to use that the linear solver in order to find that approximation solution. Okay, so we go in that way. All right, so for any questions you find any like uncertainties while you just throughout this semester in any of these particular topics, so please don't hesitate to just discuss with me and meet me. Okay, so I'm always here to help you out in order to solve your mental blocks. And I will definitely make a perfect students, even if you're not expert in this field. Okay, so yeah, so just like pop the hoods, we just today's session